The area we spent most of our time at the Nintendo Switch UK premiere was this huge multi-roomed circular booth that was set up for the launch game 1-2 Switch. The queues for these were so short we managed to try out all 6 of the minigames on display, of which there will be even more of in the final game.
1-2 Switch is a very unique game amongst the current lineup for the Switch, standing out as the only casual party game so far compared to the Wii, which was flooded with them from day one. Even the presentation is quite unlike anything Nintendo has made in recent memory, consisting entirely of live-action actors on the screen. It actually resembles games like Ubisoft's Just Dance more than what we're used to from Nintendo, with not even Mii's making an appearance. The visuals on screen don't really matter however, as for a majority of the minigames they don't even want you to look at the screen. Audio cues and the rumble of the Joy-Cons is key to gameplay, and it has a big focus on physical eye contact between players.
I'm the old Pikachu of the West!
Quick Draw was the minigame that Nintendo used to introduce us to the 1-2 Switch in their trailer, and is very much a spiritual revival of Wild Gunman, the Wild West shootout that is deeply rooted in Nintendo's history, going back to toys, projector-based amusements, and of course the NES game. The premise is identical here: whip out your gun and shoot before being shot, but with the twist of competing against another player, having a real-life stare-down.
Are you a cowboy? Ye bloody ha! They're so little!
The results screen is rather brilliant. Not only does it time down to 1,000th of a second and who shot first, but it also shows a replay of how the guns were raised and shot, as even the angle of your shot can make a difference. It is even possible to miss your target and shoot the dirt.
We had an especially crazy round between Murray Curry and Johnny Noophead, where they quite literally had a quick draw.
Whoa, really?
Yeah! Oh, crazy! Crazy! Exactly the same action time!
Whoa.
Exactly the same!
Exact same time! That's great.
I have a request, Nintendo. Put a cheat code in there that replaces the sounds and visuals of this minigame with that of the NES Wild Gunman game. I want to hear it go.
Thank you very much, thank you! Enjoy the rest of the Nintendo Spirit, thank you! Well done!
Much like Quick Draw, Samurai Training requires you to stare each other out, only here one of you is swinging the sword while the other player has to catch it. This process trades sides until a player is hit by the sword. You can time and even direct your swing any way you want, so it can get really intense if you both try to mix things up each round with fake outs and different timing.
Start!
Good catch. Right.
Start!
Yeah! Good game, good game.
We had some particularly long rounds of this, especially between Murray Curry and Shelved Gamer.
Oh, good effort.
Switch. Ready?
Good game.
Copy Dance was quite possibly our favourite minigame of the lot. You take turns to strike a pose, 3 in a row, and your opponent has to copy that pose as close as possible. Unlike any game in the past that required you to pose how the game wants you to, this game lets you pose any way you want, provided there's adequate room anyway. I don't know how this works exactly, but apparently it's based on the speed, direction and position of the controller's movement. Wherever or not it's accurate doesn't really matter though, as simply being able to pose how we want meant we had a lot of fun with it.
Nice. It really helps if you're willing to let go of your inhibitions and act like a total prat. Just a warning, however, do not play this against Flat the Younger. He has ways of making you lose at this.
Oh, please don't tell me you broke this.
You got a good index and ring finger action going. You got to tickle the others.
Milking a cow. Yep, this is the minigame that's become the butt of all jokes. The future of all gaming and all that junk. And yes, of all the games here, this is the one that mostly resembles the kind of stuff you would find in the droves of party collections on the Wii. It's particularly disturbing how the milking is animated on a screen, isn't it? It's like too realistic or something, and it splatters everywhere. Ugh.
Cheers, weird.
It's a stool.
Oh god. Don't go too fast. This is kind of disturbing.
Yes, you sort of feel it. It's weird.
There you go. Oh! Equally good.
Okay.
Equally good.
Alright.
Here we go. There we go. Oh my goodness. Right, we're going to get a record here. I can feel it. That's it. Keep going. Keep going. Oh my god, you're so good at it. I think we might be able to win it.
Is this a world record?
15.
I didn't realise, I thought there was like a time into it. I didn't realise you could just keep going fast.
I think we might have to be the record.
Yep.
The record's 19. So you wanna
Oh, the record's 19. Oh, okay.
This is one of the free minigames on display where the new technology of the HD rumble kicks in. We didn't really pay much attention to this new feature when it was revealed, but after playing a bunch of 1-2 Switch you really get a gist of what it is. In the case of this milking game, you actually kind of feel it. Like, you actually kind of feel like you're squeezing an udder. It's weird. Really weird. Like you can...
I'm putting all my hopes under this. Go! Yes!
Squeeze thoroughly.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Best. Think about that. Well, you still on 17. Oh, really close.
That deserves an applause.
That's right.
Good job.
You're the second best milker in the world.
Ball count is by far the most interesting game as far as the use of the HD rumble is concerned. We had to guess how many balls were inside the box, and I felt as though I really had to think about what I could feel on my turn. After much consideration, I guessed that my box contained 2 balls and it just so happened to have been the correct answer. I'm intrigued to see if the final game will have more games like this to pick your brains at.
Another game shown that uses it was Safe Crack, in which you have to tilt the Joy-Con to feel when you hit the right angle to crack a code.
Oh, nice.
The rumble sort of feels like a tap on your hand, like a finger. Wow. I can't actually feel it this time.
There might be some phantom ones. Oh, nice. Okay.
This is the first time I can think of a rumble pack in a video game controller being more than just 2 motors whizzing on and off, and for rumble to actually work as a whole game mechanic. It's pretty amazing how it actually feels like things are dropping and bouncing about inside the Joy-Con. I really hope this technology is used more in future games, as so far 1-2 Switch is the only example of this I've seen.
So that was our extended time with 1-2 Switch. It's great fun, the perfect drinking game really. One I suspect most people would rather play in the privacy of their own homes than at a public event, judging by how easy it was to hop into the booths. But that didn't stop us. Yes, it's gimmicky and its mileage is up in the air at the moment, as some games included would probably get old very quickly. Milk. But we can see ourselves messing about in games like the Samurai Training and Copy Darts a hell of a lot, so we hope there are more games like those included. We're quite surprised that Nintendo didn't bundle this with the system out of Wii Sports. But as it is though, don't let the very un-Nintendo presentation put you off and give it a go if you get the chance to try it. You might be pleasantly surprised.
1-2 Switch!